Which operating system?
Uh, Windows 8.
Okay. So this is the link I am sending you. So with the download option. Anyhow, like I'll update to the support team, so they will help you out how to download and how to install it. Okay.
Okay.
After that one, you can record the session.
Okay, sure.
So today's session is just an introduction. Okay. So
Okay.
before starting this one, like, can I get your introduction? Like, what kind of experience do you have in IT, or you are just a fresher to the complete IT?
Like I'm a fresher to the IT. Like
All right.
I get the certification, Oracle DBA certification from India.
All right.
I have
Okay.
Oracle DBA, like DBA certification, OCA and OCP
Okay.
on 10G.
All right. Sure. So here, like your responsibility, any organization is going to hire you because of one reason. So you have to make sure the database must be up and running as per the requirement. If it is 24/7, 24/7, database should be up and running. If anything happens, if database server is down, DBA is responsible to make it as it was before. Okay? So you should
Yeah.
have backups and everything. So because of this reason only, if the database server crash, anything happens, the DBA is responsible to restore as it was before. So to manage the database server in the organization, you'll get a hardware box initially from the crash implementation process. So there is a system admin will be there who is going to install the Linux operating system. If the system admin is not there, at least you should know the basics how to install the Linux operating system. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to install the Linux operating system and all the basic commands.
Yeah.
Initial two classes will be on installing the Linux operating system and basic commands. So whatever the software I'm going to use here, I'm going to share with you. Alright?
Yeah, sure.
So why we require the Linux operating system? Because 99% most of the databases, most of the technology will be on Linux, not on Windows. Windows is good for end users, not for the server. Okay.
Yes.
So in production environment you'll find Linux, so we'll use the Linux here. So once it is done, then we'll perform the pre-installation steps before installing the software here. Creation of group users, then kernel parameters, batch profile configuration. Maybe you are aware in time we have them. Okay.
Yeah.
So once we perform pre-installation, then we can go ahead installing software, installing the Oracle binary. So here we are going to use level R1 binary and creating database server. So creating a database server, we have different methods are there. So we are going to use DBA, how to create manual database creation, and there is a concept of ASM.
Yeah.
So there are different methods are there to create the database server. Okay. So once you create database server, it will create the physical file. So Oracle database means it's having some physical files that you need to understand it. Parameter files, that will have C file and SP file. So what is this file? How to use this file? How to take the backup? How to create it manually? So you need to understand. Control file. What is a control file? How to perform the multiplexing of control files? How to convert the control file to trace file? Okay. Then if you lost the entire control files, how to recreate the control files with the help of trace file? Then you'll have the redo log files. What are redo log files? What are group members in redo log files? Okay. The internal process, the log writer. Then what are archive logs? No archive logs and database recovery locations. So all these things you need to understand. And finally the data file. You need to understand the creation of table space. Its default data files will be the system, stock, temp, undo. Okay.
Yeah.
And there is a last physical file, password file, that will require for authentication process while
Yes.
consuming data. So Oracle database means the most important physical file is CRD. Control file, redo log, data file. So the same thing which is in the 10G, level G, 12G, the physical files remains the same. Only the Oracle software is going to be changed. Okay.
Yeah.
The physical file, structure, configuration, maintenance, everything is same. So parameter file, it contains some parameter values to start the Oracle engine. Control files contains the names and physical location of redo log and data files. Redo log files, online translation. Data files, committed translation. Password files for authentication, remote access. So I have given a basic introduction. So in the course curriculum, you are going to learn all these physical files in depth. If any of the physical file is lost, how to restore it.
Yeah.
For that one, you need to perform the backup. So backups and restoration process. So here we are going to use given by the Oracle utility tool, import and export statement. Data pump technology. Okay, this is the logical backup. For the physical backup, we call it hot backup. There are online and offline. Hot backup is online and this is a cold backup, offline backup, physical files backup. And there is one more advanced technology, recovery manager. Remotely you can perform backup and restoration process.
Yeah.
Okay. So with the help of this technology you can perform full database backup. There is something called incremental, cumulative, at a particular schema level. We call it user level, table level backup. Alright.
Yeah.
So we have a scenario, backup and restoration process with complete scenario of this thing. Initially, when you create the database, that needs to be integrated with some other application server or end users like developers, they are going to access the database. So any machine is going to integrate with database server. So we need to configure something called Oracle Network Services.
Yeah.
So this is something called listener on the database server side, how to configure and how to start and stop that service, and the TLS configuration on the client side. Okay?
Yeah.
So without this, the connection will not be established. Then users cannot access the database. So there is a connection established between the database server and the client machine. Whatever client machine, doesn't matter. So we are responsible to configure network service and maintain this one. Then initially the developers require username password to access the database. So here we are going to create database users, their privileges we are going to assign. Whatever the grant permission is designed by the Oracle head of the developer in the organization to its users. So we'll define all that permission, privileges, dispute tasks, whatever the things they require, we are going to define. Alright? So till now, you should know how to install the operating system. how to install Oracle, how to create database with different scenarios, understand its physical architecture, and even its logical structure will be there in the redo log files itself. What are instance, what are memory allocations, performing the backup and restoration, configuring of Oracle network services, creation of users. Okay. And there are other tasks are there, patches. Okay.
Yeah.
Patches means updates to fix the bug or to get the new feature. So you should know how to apply the patches. So there are 4 patch sets will be here. So how to apply the patches on the database server. What are its startup stages will be there. Okay. We need to start as per the requirements, startup upgrade stage and run the script. So in patches it thinks all these things will cover. Upgradation. So upgradation is the organization really requires to upgrade their Oracle version from lower version to higher version. So you should know how to perform upgradation, all the steps, what are the steps involved. In production environment, hardly once in a year or once in a 2 years you are going to perform.
Okay.
Cloning of databases. So cloning means the organization, like this is running 24/7 on production environment. It's a production database. The same database may require on other machines, such as supercomputer. The organization will give a separate machine and the operating system will be there. Now we need to clone the same database which is available on production to testing environment. So that is called cloning. It's one kind of backup solution also. Replica of the database, same database on other machines for testing or some other purpose. So how to perform cloning of Oracle database? Data guard implementation. So data guard is something disaster recovery solution. Let's say example, this is the production environment and this database located in California. If in California there is some disaster happen, earthquake, or the building collapse, or there is a fire broken out in that building, the database physically crashed. Maybe you will have the backup you kept in some other building, but restoration it will take time. So Oracle suggested you can keep databases on multiple locations. The same database, this is primary database in California, and there is a second database located in Washington. So whatever the users will do transaction, the same thing will update to the Washington database. So this will be the secondary standby database. If it is crashed, the users will connect to the secondary database without a downtime. Okay. So like this, we can define 9 databases in different locations. They are backup to each other. So whatever transactions will happen in primary, the same thing will update on other databases. Online replication. It's online backup. If primary fails, the user will relocate to the secondary database. So we'll have a less downtime if we'll implement the data guard and maintenance of their data.
Okay.
Other tasks like what are the startup stages and shutdown stages, you need to understand how to shut down the database, how to start up the database of different stages, mount, no mount, upgrade, shut down immediate, shut down transactional, shut down abort. So all these things like foundation you need to understand is how to manage the database. So as an overall, like your responsibility with the database server is crashed, you have to make as it was before. So the most important, the physical files, CRD, control files, redo log, data files, that you need to have a backup in any solution. Either data guard implementation or take manually backup or automatic schedules for backup, you should have the backup up to date. If something happens, crash, you should be able to restore it. Okay? Is it clear?
Yes,
this is the responsibility you are going to manage in the database. Okay. I think someone is recording the session. You can ask this recorded session from support if they are recording it.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And our session is going to start from tomorrow. Okay, that's it.
Okay. Yeah.
So here, like whatever the software I'm going to use, there is a small software will be the VMware. Okay,
Yeah.
that I'm going to install on your system only.
Yeah.
And in that VMware, we are going to install our Linux operating system, and in that one, we are going to install Oracle.
Yeah.
So for this one, training purpose, like your system, at least you should have 4 GB RAM, at least 4 GB RAM. If 2 GB also, then we can. And the hard disk space, 50 GB is more than enough. If you're having 100 GB free hard disk space, that will be good.
Okay.
Okay. So you can check out like how to check the hard disk space, either C drive or D drive. I'm having C drive 423 GB. And you can check the memory. My computer actually properties. I'm having 2 GB.
2
Tomorrow
GB.
I'm going to use a server, 8 GB server, different
Yeah.
server. Okay.
Yeah, I do have 4 GB. Yeah. So,
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah.
Nowadays, like 4 GB is common for every laptop, and 1 GB hard disk will be there for everyone.
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is very easy to learn and easy to forget also. Just you require hands-on practice.
Yeah.
So do you have the knowledge on Linux? The basic knowledge at least?
Yeah. I do have knowledge about.
Or that will be a good thing. Because those who are completely new to Linux, for them like Linux is a big thing will be there because all command line interface. Okay.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
It could be another subject.
Yeah. So it's an easy to learn and easy to manage the databases.
Yeah.
Alright? Alright, Sumit. So you can take this recorded session from the support team, and we are going to start session from tomorrow.
At the same timing, right?
Yeah, same time.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Alright,
Thank you.
take care. Bye. Welcome.